Yo, what up? It's your boy Storm, back again with another video. And in this video, we're going to talk about why we have the urge to revisit old habits after we've left them behind. So, in my opinion, the revisiting of old habits, whether they be, let's talk mainly about negative old habits. I think the biggest reason why we revisit old habits from a subconscious place is so that we can show ourselves why we stopped doing whatever it was that is in question. Right? If we stop doing something negative cold turkey and we never look back, then maybe we can never understand the true reason behind why we left, right? So an example for this, my personal life, is I used to smoke cigarettes. I smoked cigarettes, I would say about a pack a week for probably 2 years. For probably about 2-3 years. And when I finally quit and was mentally done with cigarettes, I would find myself, once every 6 months, once a year, smoking a cigarette casually at a bar. Did I want the cigarette? Nah. But in the moment, I said whatever. Every time after doing this, I would wake up the next morning with a sore throat, couldn't fully inhale, just uncomfortable, a little nauseous in the morning. And then I realized, okay, this is why I stopped smoking. When I was smoking, I wasn't experiencing any of those things, but that's because I was already in it. The inflammation was already there. Once I had stopped smoking and was able to heal my body gradually without realizing, going back to smoking brought me down to a level of health where I could feel the difference between the two. The same thing happened for me when I decided to experiment with being plant-based. I would be super strict for about 3 months, and then I would go out and have a burger. And how I felt having that burger after 3 months of not having it would lead me to understand, okay, burgers are definitely not for me. I wouldn't have understood that growing up, eating burgers every other day. But when you're without something for a long time and you go back to it, you realize, okay, this doesn't really resonate anymore. So sometimes while we're on our journey and while we're in the process of expanding, that contraction is necessary to show us what we're expanding into, what we're becoming as we're growing as people. So never beat yourself up if you fall back into a bad habit. Just take note of how you feel in the moment. Take note of how you feel days after that moment, and decide for yourself whether or not that change is something that you want to continue to keep in your life, or if you want to go back to that old lifestyle that you left. I'm sure there's some things that we think were super bad for us and we stop them and then go back, and it turns out that the thing itself wasn't necessarily bad, it was just how much we were doing it. So maybe we had to just deploy some moderation. But I believe that anytime you do give something up, I do think there are moments that have to be had to reinforce the reasons why you gave it up. But that's pretty much it for this video. Until next time, peace.